Minister's press conference starts now.
2 days ago, the ordinary session of the Diet has adjourned. It started from the supplementary budget bill, 106 trillion, 609 billion. This annual budget was passed successfully. And our existing projects included in the budget of the 62 bills were passed. 96.8% pass rate. So in the last 5 years, in the ordinary sessions, the pass rate this time has been highest. It's a record high. A host nation support related agreement revision protocol and RCEP agreement, 12 bills, treaties, all of them were passed successfully in the Diet. So the Diet session this time was very fruitful. I appreciate the cooperation. That's all.
Now we would like to take a question. When in your name, please move on to the microphone and please name yourself and where you belong to. Sato-san, please. Well, I belong to that session, and my name is Sato. Yesterday, the Hong Kong newspaper, the media group, the 5 persons from the Apple Daily had been arrested for the alleged violation of the Hong Kong national security law, and I would like to know your take, and I would also like to know the response by the Japanese government in regards to this. In regards to the recent Hong Kong affairs, well, we have been repeatedly mentioning the position of the Japanese government and the awareness of the Japanese government in regards to what you have pointed out included. Well, we have the strong concern that these matters have the influence over the freedom of speech and freedom of the press, which has served as the basis of the stable and democratic development. Now, Hong Kong is an important partner for us where we have the close economic relationship and human and exchange. And we believe that under the one country, two system, it is important that the free and open the system is being maintained and for the democratic and stable relationship. And at the G7 the summit, in regards to the Hong Kong, in regards to the respect for the human rights in Hong Kong, and also the respect for the autonomy had been mentioned on the communique. We would like to continuously cooperate closely with international society and would like to work with the China side. And we against China, we have been strong, directly have been involved with China, and we would like to deal with this matter appropriately.
Next question, please. Yamamoto-san, go ahead. Yamamoto from NHK. I have a question about North Korea. Kim Jong-un, he attended the party's Central Committee meeting, and he said to have said that North Korea has to be prepared for both confrontation and dialogue with the U.S. He has mentioned both dialogue and confrontation. What is your assessment, and how will Japan, U.S., and ROK respond to this? It was not a surprising comment. So inclusive of the comments made by Mr. Kim Jong-un, with respect to the developments in North Korea, we maintain keen interest in the country, collecting information, analyzing information. We've received various information this time as well. The U.S. has conducted a policy review on North Korea, and North Korea has not responded to that yet. We have not heard from that, but based on the results of U.S.'s North Korea policy review, as the policy is implemented continuously, we would like to continue to have close cooperation with the U.S., which is important. at the G7 Foreign Ministerial meeting, we had a Japan-U.S. Foreign Ministerial bilateral meeting, and so we would like to continue to collect information and analyze it.
Next question, Azahari-san, please.
Azhari Khaldoun, Pan Orient News. I asked about the Middle East. Iranian elections is around the corner, and we know that Japan doesn't comment on elections usually of other countries, but what is Japan's policy toward Iran for the near and medium future, and especially regarding the crossfire between Yemen and Saudi Arabia, because maybe that might need attention. Thank you.
Well, of course, not only in regards to the Iran, but in regards to the results of the election that takes place in other countries, we would like to refrain from making comments. Though, as for Japan, we have been paying attention to the Iranian presidential election. No matter which the candidate is to be elected, we would like to pay effort for the further enhancement of the Japan-Iran bilateral relationship, and at the same time, we would like to utilize the traditional amicable relationship between the two countries. As you mentioned, in relation to there was the military confrontation in the region, we would like to work on the relieving of the tension in the Middle East, and we would also like to continue with the proactive diplomatic efforts for the stability of the region. And there is another issue related to the nuclear issue in Iran. In relation to the Iran the nuclear issue in Vienna, there is a dialogue with the related countries, and we expect that the U.S. and Iran would be able to proceed, make a progress for the return back to the nuclear deal. And we expect that we are currently paying attention as to how the dialogue turns out.
Any other questions? No further questions? Then that brings us to the end of the press conference. Thank you.